welcome to segment 2 of the public records discussion, part 2. To start off with, we've got Lindsay Law from Waukee. She was captured on undercover video. Someone sent me this last year. I just remembered it. Thought it would be interesting to talk about here. But the main focus is going to be how do you write your public records request and send it off, and what do you do with it? So I'll give you a sample one here that I wrote, and partially it has to do with things that I had found out about what was going on in some of the school districts and the AEA, the Area Education Agency. So here is a public records request that I did, and this has to do with what was going on in schools as far as politics and trying to figure out who was pushing them and if they were coordinating with any outside political activists. So I sent this off to Heartland AEA. The board secretary is Jenny. I can't think of her last name right now, but I'd go look it up, but not really important. So I sent this off. I said, I'd like to submit the following public records request, Iowa Code Chapter 22. I asked for electronic copies of all materials from the Collective Equity series, which Kevin Fangman had set up. And I said, including but not limited to agenda, flyers, handouts, worksheets, presentation slides from PowerPoint, Google Slides, or other presentation, recorded video of Zoom conferences with Nicole Law and Sonia Hollins-Alexander. I don't know if she actually pronounces the dash part, but I just did. Second, all emails sent from or to Kevin Fangman and any account residing in the domain oneiowa.org or iowasafeschools.org in the period from September 1st, 2022 to May 15th, 2023, including attachments. So I said from or to Kevin Fangman and any account residing in those domains. So, and then give a date. 3, all email correspondence, including attachments, between Kevin Fangman and the following people between July 1st, 2021 and May 1st, 2023 with HF 802 or HF 802. So one of them contains a space, one of them doesn't, in the subject or body of the message. So I gave them a search query that they can put in to their email system using their compliance tools. And Google and Microsoft both have those. It should be easy for anybody who's familiar with the tools to do it and get that information out. So any correspondence between Fangman and the following people: Anthony Jones, who was the former equity director at Ames, Jessica Sidler, who was working under him and is now, I think, doing most of his roles. That now that he's gone, he resigned last year, I think it was. Dow Jock, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. He's down in one of the Des Moines suburb schools. I can't remember if it's West Des Moines or... yeah, I don't remember which one it was. Lindsay Law is at Waukee. Ryan Williamson is at Urbandale. And then Kenneth Morris Jr. is at Ankeny. I said thank you. I signed my name. On some of these I put my address as well. I didn't on this one. I think I just put my name. So I sent that in, and they acknowledged the request, and then I didn't hear anything for several weeks, and I emailed back, and then they did come back to me with some records, and they didn't charge me. Now I don't know for certain that I got all the records that I asked for, and I may be going back to them soon to ask them to double check to make sure they got them, because through other public records requests, I have emails between Fangman and some of these people and about these subjects, like House File 802, which was a bill passed in 2021 by the Iowa legislature and signed by the governor. It is the divisive concepts bill, I believe is how some people have described it. And it has some certain things that public schools are not supposed to push on students and staff. So I wanted to know what they were saying about it, because especially Lindsay Law, for example, had said on Undercover Camera that basically Waukee was going to get around it. So anyway, one of the things you can do if you want to make sure that they are giving you all the stuff that they should be by law, you could go to the other end and you could do a public records request on a different institution that you know or suspect they're emailing about the same stuff, or you could have a friend do it. And you can see, and if one of them gives you a whole bunch of emails that meet your request, like for example emails about House File 802, and the other one doesn't, then you know somebody's either not doing a very good job with the searching or is withholding. So that is one way you can check, because largely this is based on the honor system, and unfortunately there isn't, from what I can tell, a whole lot of penalty in Iowa code for people in government institutions who do not comply with the law. So I think there should be something for willful non-compliance with the law on public records, because this is government. It's supposed to be a government for and by the people, the citizens of this country, but there's people that don't think they really need to comply with the law because they work for the government. So I think there should be penalties, and I think that's something to talk to legislators about, is putting penalties back in and have some sort of enforcement mechanism so people are shown to be intentionally withholding information in public records requests, that there should be some significant penalties, big fines, jail time, or something. I understand mistakes happen. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about willful non-compliance, willful disregard for the law. So that is how you can do a public records request. It's really not that difficult. Sometimes you have to go back and ask for more, and sometimes you have to make sure that they're actually giving you what you asked for. And maybe they're going to get irritated if you go back and say, hey, I don't think that's everything, but too bad, especially if you have reason to believe that they're not giving you everything. And so what do you get out of that? Well, a lot of times you'll get a zip file with emails and attachments. So it's really interesting to have emails from people that are in this undercover video that are talking about how they're going to get around things. And then if you go and look, so here's an email from Lindsay Law that I believe I did not get from Heartland AEA. And she's emailing Kevin Fangman, Jessica Sidler, Jock Dow, and I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. I guess he's at West Des Moines, because I see WDMCS right here. Ken Morris Jr. and Ryan Williamson. And so they have this big collaboration, I guess. Hi, team. I will be attending ICTE's keynote. I believe that is the Iowa Council of Teachers of English, Iowa Council of Teachers of English. Cornelius Minor this Friday, so unfortunately I've been missing our meeting. Blah, 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 blah. But they have something called collective equity. Oh, that's interesting. And she gave some slides. Oh, these are sacred meetings. Okay, so this must be something of a religious experience, I guess, this equity stuff. Because usually when you hear sacred, it's like at church. So it's interesting. Sacred meetings, and hope to be at all of them after this one. Okay, so these are sacred meetings. And so we've got slides about co-create HF 802. We've got calendar observances. And then we got the draft of what we started in Waukee. So the calendar observances is kind of interesting. Let's see. Where was that? Oh, yes. Calendar observances right here. So this is some calendar observances that Lindsay Law is apparently suggesting, this is from GLSEN. I don't remember what that's supposed to stand for, but there's all kinds of opportunities you can see to participate in GLSEN events.